Ridiculous but aspirational, cheesy but salacious, it was the ultimate guilty pleasure. The Love Boat sailed into its graveyard time slot, pulling Fantasy Island in its wake, and made Saturday nights the hot night for TV in the late 1970s and early 80s. Aaron Spelling was the producer behind both shows, and had the Midas touch. He still holds the Guinness World Record for being the most prolific television producer ever. Formulaic as it was, The Love Boat broke ground in its own way. Where else could you see Marcia Brady romantically paired with Welcome Back Cotter's Juan Epstein, or notorious rivals Carol Channing and Ethel Merman sitting at the same piano bench? Their arguing was so loud you could hear it from the neighboring set. Apparently soundstage walls were not built to contain the murmur. While people do remember the guest stars, they also never forget the show's regular cast. Gavin MacLeod as Captain Merrill Stubing. When he was cast on The Love Boat, MacLeod had just wrapped up 7 years on the Mary Tyler Moore Show. His agent told him the Love Boat script sucked, but added that Spelling really wanted MacLeod for the part, and the industry-savvy actor recognized it immediately for what it was, a goldmine. A feel-good show was just what he was looking for, and he took the job. After The Love Boat, he appeared in some musicals, co-hosted a wacky airline safety video, Safety Old School Style, with Betty White for Air New Zealand, was the honorary mayor of Pacific Palisades for 5 years, and even got a chance to conduct the Colorado Symphony. MacLeod died early this year at the age of 90, his nephew Mark C. said. MacLeod's health had been poor recently but no cause of death was given. Bernie Kopell as Dr. Adam Bricker. Kopel was already well known to TV audiences long before he set sail on The Love Boat. Oddly, he started out his acting career playing mostly Mexicans and Puerto Ricans. He taught himself to do a Russian accent, which snagged him the recurring role of Maxwell Smart's nemesis Siegfried, on the Mel Brooks Buck Henry created series, Get Smart. A smart man with a happy heart, Kopel knew a good thing when he saw it. The Love Boat paid him a great salary, allowed him to see the world, work among friends and meet his Hollywood idols. After the series ended, he did the requisite guest spots on other shows like Fantasy Island, The $6 Million Man, Chico and the Man, and got a chance to focus on his tennis game, often winning the charity celebrity tournaments he competed in. Fred Grandy as Burl Gopher Smith. Up until The Love Boat, Fred Grandy's biggest break was a recurring role as Carol's boyfriend on the show Maude. While his acting resume was somewhat limited, his academic history was anything but. He graduated magna cum laude from Harvard, and had good connections too. At Phillips Exeter Academy he was roommates with David Eisenhower, grandson of Dwight D. Eisenhower, and then was best man at David's wedding to Julie Nixon in 1968. Before The Love Boat, he waffled between politics and acting. He was a speechwriter for Iowa Congressman Wiley Maine, and also co-wrote an off-Broadway play with future Saturday Night Live star Jane Curtin. After The Love Boat, he jumped back into politics. When he told MacLeod that he wouldn't be doing the TV movie sequels because he was going to run for office, MacLeod whipped out his checkbook and became the very first financial contributor to Grandy's campaign. Ted Lange as bartender Isaac Washington. Ted Lange was in the original cast of Hair on Broadway in 1968, and he's written 23 plays himself. He's an accomplished director, having done shows like Moesha, Dharma and Greg, The Wayans Brothers, The Fall Guy, and of course, multiple episodes of The Love Boat. During the run of The Love Boat, bartenders used to offer him their favorite drinks in the hopes that he'd use them on the show. So even off-set he was enjoying himself. On-set, he was traveling, getting to know colleagues who would become lifelong friends, and locking lips with one of his favorite movie stars. Lauren Tewes as cruise director Julie McCoy. Cynthia Lauren Tewes was cast the day before the third Love Boat pilot was shot. Chosen out of a pool of 100 other actresses, she won the role after producer Spelling screened an episode of Starsky and Hutch she'd appeared on, and she was told to report to the set bright and early the next morning. Her car had a flat, and she was broke, so she borrowed the money, fixed the tire, and started the next day as requested. During the show's run, she got some small guest roles on other series, including the obligatory appearance on Fantasy Island, and starred in the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders TV movie, and the theatrical release Eyes of a Stranger with Jennifer Jason Leigh. She still does some acting when she can, and does voice work for video games. She also went to culinary school to become a cheese specialist, and when she's not acting, she works as a sous chef in Seattle, for a catering company. Jill Whalen as Vicky Stubing. Jill Whalen joined the cast at age 11, playing Captain Stubing's young daughter, Vicky. Love Boat changed her life. She made friends with the cast, she got to dance with Ginger Rogers, and became pen pals with Ethel Merman. She also got held up at gunpoint with Debbie Allen in Egypt, all while filming the show. There were happier benefits as well, like her hilarious appearance in the 1980 hit Airplane, where she played a sick passenger who kept getting her IV knocked out by a well-meaning but oblivious guitar-playing flight attendant. In contrast to Tewes' post-show experience, Whalen became a national spokesperson for Nancy Reagan's Just Say No anti-drug campaign in the 1980s. But she faced hard times too. While her Love Boat money had been put away in a trust fund for her first husband's failed business ventures wiped her out. When her occasional acting jobs weren't enough to support herself and her son, she went to work behind the scenes. She was an investigative reporter, an events producer, an associate producer, and a journalist.